Hello, my name's Aniki, and I am going to give you the persuasive speech today. Have you ever imagined what it's like being outside with nowhere to sleep, don't know where you're going next, not knowing where your next meal is coming from, and only having the clothes on your back and maybe a backpack with some personal items? Well, the reality is over 653,000 Americans at any given point are homeless. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's 2023 from their article. Anyone, doesn't matter who you are, what you got, anything like that. Anyone can be homeless at any given point. Families, veterans, teens, children, due to lack of support. It's often not a choice, but they just don't have the right support to fall back on. Homelessness remains a deep misunderstanding despite the high numbers that we have been seeing, and as you go outside. And the problem with this is due to lack of funding and lack of support, therefore the numbers will continue to rise. Homelessness is not just an urban issue, it's a crisis. According to the National Alliance to End Homelessness 2024, the number of people in the homeless category in the U.S. rose 12% from 2022 to 2023, making it the highest single year of increase for homelessness. The reason this issue affects everyone and not just the people experiencing the homelessness is because it is a public safety issue, hazards, anything like that. It affects the local economies and definitely shared communities. This also puts a strain on our resources such as the hospitals, emergency services, the costs that the taxpayers are paying. And according to the Callahan 2017, each taxpayer is paying tens of thousands of dollars per homeless person per year. So that's quite a bit of money that we're trying to avoid by ending this crisis. And since we're seeing the numbers increase, and they are increasing at such a significant rate, what can we do? So we can definitely start by supporting the nonprofit organizations that work directly with the homeless shelters, by giving them more resources and being able to allow them to have prevention programs for these issues. Nonprofits such as the Salvation Army and the PATH, People Assisting the Homeless, they're able to give immediate assistance to anybody experiencing this, such as food, temporary housing, healthcare, job resources, clothes for interviews, affordable housing, permanent placement that is definitely needed. And being able to support the nonprofits will work because due to studies, permanent supportive housing ran by nonprofits reduce homelessness up to 87%, according to the National Alliance to End Homelessness. Nonprofits, they go out of their way to try and raise money for their programs, and oftentimes a lot of people say I don't have the money to donate or my help won't make a difference, but it's not always about the money. It's more of just being present and being aware of the situation. You can always volunteer your time. You have a voice. You can make people aware of what's going on, and donating things out of your house, clothes, toiletries, anything that you don't use, canned goods, things like that, can definitely go to the nonprofits. And they are operating effectively and using 85 to 90% of the funds directly for services, according to the Charity Navigator 2024. Would you be able to imagine where you go outside and you don't see people sleeping on the road or on the sidewalks, and you don't see people in the road with their signs, and everyone has a safe place to lay their head at night? Well, if you close your eyes and imagine the streets filled with not tents, but families walking home to their safe homes, and shelters being turned into resource centers and not crisis centers. The support, we could help with veterans get mental health care aid, a father being able to put his kids and himself in a safe house, and even getting the teens off the streets and be able to set them up for success. With the support of homelessness nonprofits, you'll be able to make neighborhoods safer, decrease healthcare costs, allow a better growing community, and allow everyone to be involved by not leaving anyone behind. And you have the power to be a part of the solution starting today. You can go by donating to verified homeless shelters, nonprofits, volunteer a few hours of your time every month to help them. Bring awareness to the social media platforms to educate other people. We can't fix everything, but we can start by supporting our local organizations by making a change. And this generation is the one that can start that to end homelessness. And not because we have to, but because we care. But thank you for being a part of the change for the ones who need it in the most vulnerable state.